In central Illinois, where agriculture and various businesses are the backbone of the economy, soaring utility bills are a growing concern for many. One important goal of business leaders is to increase profits. When doing so, it is normal to focus on the revenue side of the ledger. However, there is an opportunity which executives and business owners should take a few minutes to explore, and it involves reducing or eliminating one growing specific expense. That is your utility bill. Right now, more businesses are converting to solar because it can wipe out rising energy costs. Solar can remove this expense, which can directly improve your bottom line. And if you understood all the incentives, rebates, and credits available, you very well could have most, if not all, of your solar conversion costs paid for over a short period of time. There is a lot of confusion and misinformation about how this works. We want to give you a brief breakdown of just 4 areas which could help. Our focus is to provide the right information so you can discover whether converting to solar is the right choice for you. Right now, we know 2 things. 1, energy costs are trending up. They are rising at a fast pace and by large leaps. It's unfortunate, but this is an expense you really don't have much control over. When is the last time your utility company asked you if they could raise your rates? This is getting out of hand. With all things constant, rising utility costs shrink your profit margins. The reasons for the rate hikes is a simple supply and demand issue. The power grid is not able to produce enough of the demand, so prices continue to rise. This isn't going to change in the near future, and no amount of government subsidies can sustain or lower these costs. So, a large focus has turned towards tax credits and other incentives which can help consumers and businesses pay for converting to solar. The first one we want to address is the federal tax credit, or officially known as the investment tax credit. There are several key points to explain. To begin with, through the year 2032, this ITC is a tax credit, not a deduction, which reduces the federal income tax liability of your business. It is equal to 30% of the cost of your solar system. As a simple example, if your solar system cost $100,000, you could get a tax credit of $30,000 towards your tax bill or liability. If you owed $50,000 in federal taxes, you could reduce it down to $20,000 by taking the full credit. If for any reason, your ITC amount is more than what your tax liability is, there are opportunities to take that difference and still apply it toward future years' taxes owed. See your tax advisor for how this works with your specific situation. The win for you is that instead of paying taxes you would normally pay, you can move that amount towards an asset of your own energy source and eliminate a large and growing bill. Here are 2 more important extras we need to share regarding this ITC. First is a domestic content bonus available. Projects which utilize domestic products and meet certain conditions can receive an additional 10% credit, which would bring the total federal tax credit up to 40%. This incentive is designed to promote the use of American-made materials and support local industries. And here is some great news. Our solar systems qualify for this extra incentive. But not all solar companies do. Second, there is an additional adder which is based on where you are located and your type of company. If you qualify, then further adders can apply towards another 10%, giving you a potential 50% federal tax credit. This is something we can explore with you individually, but right out of the gate, we just showed you where you could literally get up to half of your solar system costs paid for by taking what you would have owed in taxes and moving it towards investing into your own energy-producing solar system. Next is a program administered by the Illinois Power Agency called Illinois Shines, which is also known as the Adjustable Block Program. Illinois is massively aggressive in trying to incentivize businesses to convert to solar. You may be wondering why? It is because of the current challenges within our state's power grid system. They need to move residents and businesses into producing energy, so it can relieve the current supply and demand stresses we are facing right now. There are 3 major players involved. We need to explain. First is you. Based upon how big of a system you need and how large of a footprint you have to work with, that is going to determine a unique amount of energy produced from the sun. Our proposals can estimate how much energy your size system will generate. It factors in your location, shading, tilt, and other things. Our goal is to help you get a system large enough to offset a little more than 100% of your energy demands. Of course, if you plan on expanding your business, we can help accommodate those needs as well. Second, is the agency hired by the state to administer the whole program? This is a third-party company who sets up all of the infrastructure, administration, and governance to deploy this whole program. This is larger than any department from the state of Illinois can manage, so they contract with a company to manage the process. Third is what they call an approved vendor. An approved vendor is a company who is vetted by the state's criteria through the agency running the program to help be the middleman between the agency and you. The administering of this program would be far too expensive and exhaustive if the agency had to deal directly with all the thousands of individual residents and businesses benefiting from this adjustable block program. That is why they established the use of approved vendors. The approved vendor helps you by submitting your application to the agency towards the end of getting your system installed. Based on the size of your system, they determine how many credits, which is the solar renewable energy credits, they will pay out from your solar system's production over the course of 15 years. Now, we are not saying it takes 15 years to receive your payments. We are saying they will see how much energy your solar system is estimated to produce over the next 15 years and give you credit towards that amount of energy production. We will give an example shortly, but let's cover a couple more things. The agency processes your application, which takes time and has multiple steps. This can take several months, but you will have access to a portal where you can view the progress. When your application is accepted and approved, you get assigned to a block, which is a large set dollar amount predetermined by the program. When they are ready to pay out the dollars on the next available block, your financial payment will go to the approved vendor, who then will pay you. As a side note, which impacts most businesses, systems larger than 25 kilowatts will get paid out over a 6-year period and on a quarterly basis. Here is a quick example. Let's say your solar system is 75 kilowatts, and over the course of the next 15 years, the program determines that your system's production is worth 250 credits. Based on the block you are entered into, the price for each credit is predetermined at $78. This would mean they would determine the overall amount you would be paid over time is $78 multiplied by 250 credits, which would equal $19,500. Again, this is just an example. After we determine what size system you need and how much that system could produce over a 15-year period, our proposals will show you how much you can expect from the adjustable block program. Depending upon certain factors, we have seen this program pay for anywhere from 35% to 55% of the cost of a solar system. Now, a word of caution. There are two things we want to share with you about approved vendors and some solar companies operating in Illinois. First, there is nothing in the statutes or agreements of the adjustable block program which prevents a solar company or approved vendor from keeping the credit payouts. In other words, what should be going to you is not always set up that way depending upon who you choose to work with. Yes, you heard us correctly, and no, that isn't fair. But here is some good news. At Illinois Solar Services, the approved vendor we work with is the same owner, David Knight. Why is this important? Because David's goal is making sure you get the most payout from the credits as possible to pay for your solar system. His approved vendor company pays out the highest rates of the available adjustable block program credits in the industry, which is 90% and above. Be cautious and ask questions when you are talking with various solar companies, because one wrong decision could mean you are leaving thousands of dollars on the table. The third area we want to talk about is called the Modified Accelerated Cost Recovery System, otherwise known as the Maker's Depreciation. This allows businesses to recover investments into certain assets through depreciation deductions at accelerated rates. For solar energy systems, this can mean deducting the depreciation value from your business income, providing another layer of financial benefit. Now, once again, this is where we need to really emphasize we are not giving tax advice, so please talk with your tax advisor to determine how this could benefit you. Based on Section 179 of the tax code, companies can depreciate a larger percentage of the equipment costs in a given year versus depreciating it over a longer period of time. There are certain limits on how much the value of that depreciation can be, so see your tax advisor for details. As of this moment, this accelerated depreciation is timelined to phase out by the year 2027. For purchased systems completed in the year 2024, you could depreciate 60% of the solar system costs. In the year 2025, it will be 40%. In the year 2026, it will be 20%, and in 2027, it will be down to zero. Keep in mind, depreciations work differently than a tax credit, but it is still another powerful way to help absorb the costs of converting to solar. Finally, let's talk about utility rebates. This is only going to apply to certain businesses based on where you are located, which impacts what utility company you are currently getting your energy from. If you are a customer of Ameren Illinois Company, this will be exciting news. Through their customer generation rebate program, Ameren is offering $250 per kilowatt. So if your system size is 75 kilowatts, you would get a rebate check for $18,750. This is not a complicated process at all. After the application is filled out and processed, they will mail you a check for the full amount. When you add up all of these 4 opportunities and see how certain tax credits, deductions, incentives, and rebates can help pay for your solar system, this makes it a much more attainable way to have a direct impact on improving your bottom line and protect your business from rising and out-of-control energy costs. As we conclude, we would like to share 2 things. First, our mission here at Illinois Solar Services is to help individuals and businesses become energy independent through solar system ownership. Currently, there is a trend of solar companies coming into Illinois from out of state and offering solar lease programs. Through a lease program, someone else owns your system, and they get to keep a lot of these valuable incentives we just shared with you. Because all these incentives are available to you, there really is no reason to do a lease on a solar system. It will cost you more in the end, and you will not be energy independent. So, as you consider any solar options, we highly recommend you only consider evaluating companies who help you own the system, offer top-tier components in the inverters, panels, racking, and other materials, and offer systems which can help you leverage as many incentives as possible, like American-made products. It is also important to mention that we here at Illinois Solar Services are proud to partner with local union electricians, so you can be confident your installation is done right, and you are supporting local trades. Second, we provide you with the best warranty in the industry. We offer a 30-year warranty on your solar system, which covers the installation, racking system, inverters, and panels. This is beyond the manufacturer's limited warranties and comes with a 0 deductible. Plus, we monitor your system 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If there is ever an issue with your system's production, we will know about it before you do. Our monitoring platform triggers a ticket to inspect the issue, and we handle it quickly, so you can be assured your system is operating at maximum performance. So the only thing left now is to see how all these opportunities can help your business pay for converting to solar, become energy independent, and be more profitable by wiping away your rising energy expenses. If you would like a free, no-pressure, easy-to-understand proposal, please fill out and submit the form below. We will contact you during business hours for a very short phone call to get the ball rolling. We look forward to talking with you soon. Take care.